Hello, in this lesson I want you to factor polynomials and I want you to solve polynomial equations by factoring. Here is one, if you don't print off the seminar, you should write down in your notebook. You can factor a difference of cubes or a sum of cubes. Notice if we have a cubed plus b cubed, that is the first term is a perfect cube, the second term is a perfect cube. What is it? It's the cube root of the first plus the cube root of the second. And then you square the first term minus the product of the first and the cube roots of the first and second terms and square the last term. And if it's a cubed minus b cubed, it's the same thing except your signs are switched around. That is, you'll have a minus to begin with and then a plus for the second term. Notice the last term is always positive because we're going to square it. Now, can you factor? Let's take a look at this one because not everything can be factored. Some polynomials are prime. That is, you can't factor them at all. X cubed, I can factor that because that will be a perfect cube. 400 though, that's not a perfect cube. And the only way you can factor a binomial is if they're a sum of perfect cubes or a difference of perfect cubes or a sum of squares or a difference of squares. So this one is a prime polynomial. You can't do anything with it. Let's take a look at example 2 now. Now in example 2, it's got some common terms, doesn't it? You got 24 and 3, so I can factor out a 3. They both terms contained x squared. So I'm going to factor out 3x squared. Well, what do I have left? Well, I'll have 8x cubed plus, you factor out 3x squared, you got y cubed left over. Notice, this binomial is the sum of perfect cubes. That is, if I go over here on the side, what's the cube root of 8? That means a is going to be 2x and b is going to be y because the cube root of y is y. So I can say 3x squared. Now let's do our perfect cube. So the sum is our first rule, so it'll be 2x plus y times a squared would be 4x squared minus, multiply a and b together, that'll be 2xy plus b squared would be y squared. And there we have it. That's what factors.